get up on our screen. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Infusion Light Energy Gain Technology Screens, and the technology we're working on is part of a product collection line called ILEG Visual Tech TV Projector Screen. So this is a tile system we're working on that allows you to be able to piece larger tiles and smaller tiles together to create and customize your own projection screens. I got a list in the description box of the different sizes of tiles we're going to have. Anything from the smaller flexes, which will be used for gaming PC, desk applications, and stuff like that. They can operate at projectors as low as 50 lumens all the way up to, or at the lowest, I guess we'll go at picos at 50 lumens. We have 50 lumens to 300 we use on the table. So, this technology is absolutely amazing. We did some test demonstrations where we had the screen all the way up where the lights are at. Those lights roughly are around 24,000 lumens. Actually did the math on that one, finding out that each rod of lighting up there, each rod of lighting up there is around 3,000 a piece. We got 4 per each square, which is right there. 4 per each square. And 4 per each square is around 6,000, 6,000, 12,000 per each square. So it's 3,000 a rod, and 2 rods together is 6. So it's about 12,000 per each one of these squares, light squares, and that comes up to 24,000 lumens. I had no idea we were operating in that kind of lighting. Don't get me wrong, I freaking love it. I freaking love it that we can operate in that kind of lighting. This would have to be now the brightest environment. When that right, reconnection going through. Technology disapproval or upset. I don't know what's on technology right now. But anyway, as I said before, it is the brightest environment I've ever been in, because again, like I said, besides being outside and from the carrying place and being out there in sunlight, yeah, it's actually one of the brightest we've ever been in. And then the light system around the screen is an additional 6,000 K of white LED lighting, which is a high white lighting we have right there. So we got initial contact, which means that the agencies that I was requiring for this technology to go where it needs to go, we needed for grants, we needed workspace, everything we needed has reached out, and it was more than what we thought. There's actually several agencies that saw the technology and they like it a lot. So they want to meet with us, which is going to be fantastic. I'm going to postpone my on-site demonstration to best time into this. This is going to give us a lot of heavy company perks, which is going to allow our technology to get massive exposure on so many levels. It's not even funny. And that's what we're pushing for our technology. As much exposure as possible. That's why I said that those of you that were advertising the office, you were doing me a favor, because again, we need massive exposure for the technology. Why am I hiding this? You got to be kidding me. That's why I'm here. You know, to get this technology and get people to see this thing as much as they possibly can. Yeah, so they actually work for me now. So, yeah, advertise, please. Thank you so much. Definitely helps with our company. So, yeah, the difference is that when you don't have a product that doesn't work, you don't want this kind of exposure, because you get outed as a fake. Like the guy who made the game range, you think he's going to contact and hook up with the city and all that? You know, he's not going to do any of that stuff. You can't back the product up. It doesn't, that particular feature or something, most of the features on it doesn't work. So he can't let that get out at all, period. So, no, you have to be able to back your stuff up. So that is fantastic, knowing that we're going to be on that level. Kind of like how they did this right here, just floating freaking, because usually when it comes down to the cyberpunk, I just noticed that when it comes down to cyberpunk, usually the environments are kind of dark lit with a lot of neon in it and technology. And this one looks like they went in and they did it like a house, which it has the technology of cyber, but inside it's like a regular house. That's interesting. I just noticed that. But anyway, yeah, so we got a lot of big heavy on top of that. the ability to put the screens up in parks anywhere I want, oh yeah, we're going to get approval for that thing. To donate 4 screens to the city, that's going to be fantastic, because I want to do this whole thing called 80s night, or we just have different movie night for the kids and stuff like that. Brings Allentowners, I call them Allentowners together closer, because we'll have movie night and stuff like that. And then it's kind of interesting because the guy who walks like all over Allentown, a lot of people know me out here, walk all over Allentown, they don't realize that I'm the guy that's going to be engineering the technology that's going to cause our city to boost. Because we have everything you could possibly think of to run anywhere we want. All the office buildings down here, we can convert into our black technology. Interactive floor technology, we got it. Anything for movie theaters, they can be the first movie theaters down there that have all black screens. Anybody else doesn't have any movie theaters, don't have them. Drive-through screens, we have technology that can operate outside extremely easily. So it just raises tons of possibilities. All the sports down here, everything down here can run off this technology extremely easy, and you can fire it up in fully lit environments, don't require expensive projectors, and if you saw the demonstration on this thing, next to 24,000 lumens of commercial light, including a 6,000 lumen light. On eco mode, my projector does 2,500 lumens in eco mode with no problem. These things operate like TVs. I was on the forum site for the LG Invisible. Found some things about that screen. Why? Why would you go spend the money for that thing? So from what I've seen in the demonstration so far, they're in controlled environments. Why would you have a TV in a controlled environment? The screen in the back moves down. So in order for it to go invisible, the black background, the screen has to come down, and then I saw where they had the guy running and the background was black. And the minute it moved down, it wasn't even black anymore. It was just basically this just clear see-through image. Well, that's basically not, there's no contrast there. The screen pretty much diminished itself when it removed the darker screen, which basically causes a contrast pop. They don't even have that there, it's gone. And then why is it in such a dark environment? Every time I look at the TV, they got those shades and lights. It's doing the same thing that projectors do. That's a huge red flag, a major red flag. And it's $60,000 for something like that. Mind you, technology we have here can be used for advertising technology that can absorb sunlight. You stick one of those TVs next to sunlight. You know what happens when you stick a TV next to sunlight? You know the damage that sunlight does to a TV? It's pretty bad. Those screens are submersible, which means they can be dunked underwater. I got people want to use them for visual effects. They work with projector mapping applications. They work with advertising technology. They work with visual effects. They do a number of things. So they do things that TVs can't do. On top of that, that can go outside. It's fully weatherproof. TVs are not going outside. Somebody was talking about how they want to do a custom wrap around their pool. So they want half of the pool, I guess, with a wraparound screen. They want to do a curve. That's sick. And they want the screen to come up out of the water, which that can do because, again, they're submersible. That thing can set underwater. When you're ready to watch it, and come up out of the water. That's how he wants it. Got some people coming with some crazy ideas. They're super affordable. Right now, we're looking at 106-inch screen. We got one at 235.1 and one at 16:9 to 16:10. The TV that I saw from OLED doesn't do a 16:10, 16:9, or a 235.1 because the screen's too short to do that. It'll do a format. It doesn't do actual 16:9 at all, period. I literally had this conversation going down. There's nothing funny about that one. But anyway, so with that being said, that this fellow wants to do a rear projection screen setup where he's going to have the base that's clear so it blends in with the water so it rises up. It's going to be a separate compartment. I think he wants it in the port. We don't do that work anyway, but this is the idea he was telling me, and he couldn't find any screens that could do it. And he was not sticking a TV out there and get electrocuted in the process, so that wasn't going to work at all, period. On top of that, you don't have to worry about the screen being damaged or anything whatsoever because they're submersible. So he likes the idea. So we got people now that are thinking about the things they want to do. They can do it. You see that right there? See that floating ship you see right there? You see, see the glass in there? That coated with Aztec. You know what that stuff does in a day? So bottom line is you can turn your glass into a TV. Your window can literally convert it into a TV, which we can't give you the formula, but if we were there, we can convert that entire glass into a TV, and you can look right through your window and see the beautiful city skylines and everything, and still be able to look at the news and sports and time right through your glass. That's what flexes do. Flexes allow people to have like kind of a virtual like TV and clock right there on your desk, and you could basically have it at small projectors, because the bigger projectors are big, they're bulky, they make a lot of noise, they put up a lot of heat. Where these smaller machines, at the end of the day, these things are fantastic, which means now we got a projector can operate at 50 lumens on top of the commercial lighting we have in here. So now we're working on something called work pods. The work pods is a unit you step into, and the entire unit around you is a screen. Everything is drag and drop interactive technology. You know, amazing that would be to work in a cubicle where you can actually control the atmosphere. You can look up and you can make it sunny, you can make it rainy, you can even go in outer space. When people are relaxed and people like where they work at, trust me, they'll show up every single day just to be in that unit. They get more work done. I realized that when I was working a job up in Kmart and I was doing maintenance over there. I really liked that job. It was a fun job. It was a very relaxed environment. I really liked it. And I hated days. When I had days off, I still come up there to see people because I missed it. So I miss any days. I've never missed a day at that job. I liked it. Jobs I hated, just don't want to be there at all, period. You gotta go, oh my goodness. You know, you get some people that are excited about Monday. People are excited about Monday, love their jobs. People don't really like their jobs. They don't want to be in there. Like, they don't want to be there any day. But, you know, that's what we're looking at. Technology like that. That's what we're working on. This right here is the future of our technology right here. This is going to allow the consumer to be to do so much. Now, what you're seeing in those prices, those are big tiles, larger tiles. One of these screens, if you're buying one tiles are a lot cheaper. If you're buying one tile, if you're doing multiple tile systems, it's different, the price changes. So one of these screens at 24 by 36 is the size of a 43-inch screen with the measurements on it. We got through the measurements at 48, this one is 48, 36 by 48, the measurements on that one, and there's another one we're looking at the tile. The fellow I'm talking to right now, the one that's a big project, he's going to do about 10 of the biggest screens we have, the biggest tiles, which is actually the size of a 106-inch screen. He's going to have them hanging up, I guess, vertical, and he says he's going to put in a clear cable system. So look, they're actually levitating as we're looking in. This projector is berserk, by the way. We got a Ronco coming in for it. So I can't wait to see this thing. We got the black technology we're working on. Just so much that we're working on. But getting that confirmed contact, and I thought it was going to be one person reaching back. It was about 4 or 5 people reached back at us, and they want to meet with us. They want to see this stuff. So they're going to be, I guess, hopefully they're going to be coming here to see it. That's the reason why. You know, I'm not, at the end of the day, people want to sit there and say, oh, I'm not hiding anything. Man, our technology works. The sad thing about it is some people were discouraged from buying the product because others were jealous by it. But it doesn't affect us. It doesn't affect us. You know why? I told you from the door. Our technology is blessed by God. We got heavy connections now. Very heavy connections. This is going to put our technology in expos, trade shows. This stuff is going to be there. And mind you, we're developing technology to advance trade show advertising, which means that our technology will be in every single trade show due to the fact that we developed the technology for them to advertise their products better. So we're going to be there regardless, whether or not it has anything to do with home theater or not. Screens for boat shows. Do you have any idea what that stuff does for a boat show? We can make water splash across the screen. We can have the boat bouncing in the background, the whole 9 yards, and you can walk around that thing. The mapping technology, you can do whatever you want. Take your commercial, boop, blow it into a screen. That's why I said that, you know, people that are stuck on the wall with these old traditions of dark environments and all that dumb nonsense, you're stuck in the past. You are stuck in the past. When we sit in the future. So I can just put my lights on that easy. Because the technology is just on. We had it up against the light, way up there. We had it right up against there. And was able to fire off it, no problem. So the fact that we got 24,000, I had no idea we had that much lighting here. That's why the meters weren't picking up in here at all. They were canceling out. We had it's 24,000 lumens in the ceiling. And the ceiling lights are 3 inches from the actual ceiling. So anything sitting on the desk at 50 to 300 lumens is getting hit by that. A little closer than these screens right here. Freaking loving it. Man, when God gives you a way to test your stuff out, he gives you a way to test your stuff out. Mine, we're at 15%. So I want to start doing more on, we got the color screens, we're still working on that. We just got things, we got multiple stuff we're working on at the same time. We change over to this. Sometimes I'll do those screens, and sometimes I might want to switch up and I'll do this. And I'm going to switch up, I'm going to do that. Pretty soon I'll be showing up some more demonstrations on the screens, the flexes. We're going to be showing those off more, because now the other ones are going to be sprayed in. So it's going to be a different, much more sharper, vivid image, because they're going to be all sprayed in. So we'll be showing those off too. And I bought a PC. I actually bought a PC case. And I'm going to have one where I can connect it to the side of my case, pull out my projector, attach my graphic card to the back of it, and just hook it right up and play right up the side of my screen, or the side of my PC. That's what I'm doing with the GTA. I'm building me a customized Grand Theft Auto 6 GTA miniature, a portable PC I can take where I want. These things look just like TVs. $60,000. I was in that forum, so I was like, you must be mad. 60 grand? He said, but did you see it? Yeah, I did see the demo on it. I'm not impressed. Why is the environment so dark? It's a TV. What happens if that thing gets hit with a lot of lighting? What's the deal with that? And then the white lighting I saw they had in the background, it's not even bright. So I'm thinking at the end of the day, like, that's it? That's what we have here? Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. Now the other part I'm trying to find out about gaming on that thing. Does it burn-ins? Is there a certain time that you have to turn this thing on and turn it back off? It's stuff like that. What are the complications and problems that this thing has? Most importantly, how much does it cost to replace this screen if you damage it? You know it's going to be crazy expensive. Probably going to be the same amount of money. I'm just speculating, but it'd be crazy about the same amount of money that it would take to do an oil change on a Bugatti. You know what that costs, right? That's about $23,000 to do one of those. 27, something like that, something crazy. But anyway, yeah, way too much money. So the everyday Joe that person works minimum wage will afford a $60,000 projection, $60,000 TV screen at 77 inches. My buddy calculated on what he's going to spend for his massive tile system, including the projector he paid for. And his projector was about 20 grand. He paid for his projector, and it's nowhere close to that $60,000 mark. Nowhere near it. Nope. We got the black ones. These are these black screens we're working on that hide projectors, ultra short throws. Because they don't feel like TV to me. I had many ultra short throws, and they don't feel like TV to me. They don't, because I got this big projector staring me in the face. It's hitting the wall. And what people misunderstand about the ultra short throw projector, that TV so-called replacement for the TV, the problem you have is that if your wall, people say, "Well, I just got to use my wall. That's it." That's the problem you're going to have. You're not going to be able to pick up that 100% contrast level. Your colors are not going to work out well because you're using a wall. Now you got to spend the money for a more expensive screen to fix the problem, so you have to go darker, because the darker you go on your screen, the better your contrast and your projector is going to work. That's why I sit there, when people sit there and say you can use 4K projectors on light gray screens or gray screens and white screens. No, you're not supposed to use those projectors on there. Those particular projectors have high contrast. High contrast works better on a darker screen, not on a lighter screen. So if you take a dark gray screen, you take a light gray screen, the dark gray screen is going to pick up the contrast better than the light screen. That's why they advise darker screens with a 4K and 1080p projector. Somebody got that backwards at the end of the day, completely backwards. But anyway, this is what happens when you're not educated in the field. That's what happens. You go to any forum site, they'll tell you. But anyway, so the black screens or darker screens, or black screens, our technology, our black screens don't require that because they're already, or they're contrast themselves. That's why they have something called Infinity 1, because they have infinity contrast due to the fact they require no rating system whatsoever. It's not required, which means if you have one of these screens that we have, you can set your projector, whether your projector has a 1000 to 1, it can have a 6000 to 1, it can have no contrast whatsoever, but because the screen's black, you will read as if you had Infinity 1, even though your projector doesn't have the capability. That's what we prove in these demonstrations, when we take all these low-grade projectors and we hit these walls with them, these screens behind you, they can pick up that ultra contrast. So that means now that separates the haves and have-nots from, oh, I can spend the money, 20 grand for a projector because I got deep pockets and I'm going to get better contrast than you because you can't, to we all got it now. Even Steven. And as for people saying, well, if I've been on sites already about this, if I have 4K, it's going to be higher and better looking. And technically, not really. It tells you if we've done that one already. We did that years back. We did a 4K versus 720p, 720p versus 1080p. We did a lot of stuff already. These things, at the end of the day, the gaming applications on one of these screens is insane. We got 1050s running over here. These are old graphic cards. We're at 720p right now. And we can pick up super ultra sharp images. This is the reason why we use 720p projectors. Customers contact me and they ask me about what kind of projector, especially if you haven't bought one yet. I like to ask them how big of a wallet do you have that you're going to spend for your projector setup. Let's say about 3,000. Some will say 2,000. That's too much money. We're not spending that today. They walk off with a projector that costs them mostly for under $500. Some are $200. I got a projector, BenQ 1080p projector for a customer for $150. So imagine you just had a wallet at one point for $3 grand and your projector costs you $150. Imagine the savings on that. You got people saying save you 100. You can't save 100. You can't save it yourself. It doesn't work that way. So $150. Now your mind's boggling, like, oh shoot, I just saved a ton of money. What am I going to do with it? Because you're planning to spend all that. Probably a little bit more. And finally you don't even need it now. We're at $50. My projector cost me $50. This is a Christie LW400. I'll show you the projector when we get done. We're not even using HDMI. We're using an adapter. That's it. But you don't even need the HDMI port if you don't want it. You can convert all the VGAs into HDMIs. Now you have multiple outputs for your components. See, all that time, the people selling these screens have been pushing you in the wrong direction. They've been pushing you to spend the money for more expensive machines, and the machines don't work out. They want to push you into calibrating, and then they push you in dark environments, and this is all part of tradition. This is the way it's supposed to be, because you want a projector, or we're just like TV, but we got to be stuck in the dark all day long, yeah, whatever. I'm on forum sites all the time having these conversations. We are not doing that. Oh, TV screensavers. Hey, come on, get me over there. I want to see this thing. TV screensavers. There's TV screensavers? Oh, we gotta look those up now. I guess that's a TV screensaver right there. You have to burn your projectors. You can keep your projectors in eco mode. You don't have to burn your projectors. Your lamps will last forever because these things don't require that. You don't even have our projector. We've had our projector in the same setting since we got it. Not even necessary. Outside, they look absolutely incredible. So how many versions of AdTech are there? There's 67 of them. There's 67 of that screen, right? That technology. The quantum technology you're seeing right there can change its colors now. And we haven't, one thing I showed them the screen outside, which is the Star Wars. They're blown away by that because, again, you don't see, everybody has screens outside. They have their screens outside, and they go through the process of the screen washing out and fading. The colors look horrible. They look right. And then we're out there watching Star Wars on this giant screen. So, yeah, they're blown away by that one. The window screen, we pushed 150 inch through a window. Yep. Wait, they hadn't even seen the chilling. Oh, they saw the floor. We turned the floor into liquid. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff, but I can't wait to show them some of the crazier stuff we're working on. Let me see something. OLED TV screensavers. Does it actually move? There's screensavers they have for OLED for the invisible TVs. We have the Coca-Cola in the bottle on the other end to show you exactly how transparent the screens are. Very transparent. That's the two-coat application. We can actually darken them and still make them transparent. So that's two coats. We're going to be doing a sample of one, and we're going to be doing a sample of two to show, and then three. So, for those asking us to screen paint, no, these are physical projection screens. The formula will never be sold, ever. They're all designed to be for physical. This technology and different versions of it, like I said, because AdTech has 67, there are versions that will be designed for golf simulators. We got a golf simulator screen we're developing. So this is all development for all physical projection screens. Everything from golf simulators, floor technology, anything you can think of, we're designing it. We even have a projection screen for your ceiling. Light can push right through it. It won't even affect the screen. That's why the naysayers thought that I was playing with the other day when I sat there and said that, well, I explained to you, not trying to be rude and all, but it's true, you're not on my level. I'm not just stuck to a wall. I can go anywhere I want. I can project the screen through a fish tank if I want to. I can go out and play in the sun. We're not on the same level. That is beautiful. We got to do a picture frame projection screen. That's another thing someone asked me about. Like, can you do picture frame? We're working on that. I do want to do customized frames. We did one in the kitchen. And when we did the kitchen, buddy was like, oh my goodness, that goes into the kitchen showing out the screen. It's like, my goodness, man, I want one of these. I can do a wide screen. Can you get it to blend in with my cabinets? I want it to match my countertop, my granite top. You're going to do all that. So match your granite top and everything. Blend right into your kitchen. And we can run it off the Pico projector. No big boys. Need it. We're going to call these the Metro screens. We're working on Flex Metro. I don't know why I'm saying this old Metro thing. Oh, watch this. I had a friend of mine who was an identical twin. I said, if I punch you, will you feel it? So no, we're not connected that way. So now I understand how it's done. I couldn't get it at first. I was like, wait a minute. How is this? Is this connected to a building? Is it connected to some kind of pole scaffolding system? It's floating. It's in a ship. That's what it is. It's floating. That's what they are. They're called airlofts. Cyberpunk airlofts. And I couldn't figure out, like, how is this thing connecting? And now I see why. It's floating. That is freaking cool. I freaking like that. That is freaking cool. Still doesn't explain the fact. Oh, because it's got a window up there. It's actually a window up there. Because the other one had a window up there. That doesn't explain it. But I think that's freaking cool. I love stuff like this. I'll tell you something. There it is right there. If I had a sky ship like that, designed that, it'd be a little bigger than that. But I would have a section I can go into. The end, everything would be all projection simulated and go in, and it'd be like I can go in. I can see. It can be sunny in my environment when it's rainy outside. That is freaking cool. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't see. Why don't we have this technology by now? I want to build weapons and stuff. Forget the weapons. Build stuff like this. We need stuff like this. I want a floating freaking house. That is cool. This is what I thought we would be at right now by 2025. Oh well. Then you could bring out the Amazon. They try to bring those out. Amazon. What are they called? They were these robots. They were drones. They're Amazon drones. They were trying to bring it out a long time ago. It didn't take well. But anyway, this would be a fantastic idea for Amazon drones. Any kind of delivery drones. Which pretty soon you're going to see those things. I think they're going to go back to delivery drones at the end of the day. You're just going to have to put a mechanism on it so they can protect themselves. Because people just do dumb stuff. They got those robots supposed to deliver your food. I would not dare have my food delivered on a robot. Not like that. And people knock them over. People steal them. They steal the whole entire machine. Even they got GPS tracking on them. They still try to steal them. Just like the bikes. They try to steal the bikes too. But you see the security protocols they had to put in the bikes. So the first ones that came out weren't like that. The first ones, you could just take those things. There's a battery you still die on. And that's basically about it. Now, new ones they got now, they shut down after a certain amount of time. You try to run it, the bike locks. And they got the GPS systems on. So that bike locks. That means you have to pick that thing up and you have to take it back to wherever you got it from. Because not, they'll charge your card for it. That's how they cut down on the nonsense. So now you got these little robots that they're making that you might have seen them on YouTube, where people knock them over and stuff like that. Make it an Ed 2.9. I bet you won't have any problems. It'd be kind of funny though. An Ed 2.9 should have put your front door like growling and everything. You have 5 minutes to comply. No one would be knocking that thing over. That'd be cool. I think an Ed 209 delivery service would be hot. I would love to see an Ed 2.9 climb. Well, you got a problem. They can't climb stairs. They have to put in some kind of tank system. I don't know. They don't do stairs too well. Forgive me, people. That's how my brain works. It works that way on that level. I'm always thinking about something crazy in the back of my mind. Like, okay, so how come you can't do this? And how come that can't be done? I like to solve puzzles. That's what I like to do. I hate puzzles in video games, by the way. I can't stand them. But anyway, other than that, I like to look at something and just figure different ways on how to engineer it better. That's what I like to do. But an Ed 209 delivery service would be kind of sick, though. But they should do them in drones. They should do it in drones. A delivery system in drones would be amazing. You can have both. For some reason, well, that would take away jobs from other people. No, because you'd have to have both of them. You literally have to have both of them. You would definitely have to have both of them. Definitely need both of them. They tried that dumb nonsense with the robot fast food. It was a complete nightmare. It was so badly. It was not even funny how badly it messed up. So you still would need both. Now, what I would do, this is what I would do. It's dangerous to deliver food. It really is, because people get robbed and all kind of stuff. People go on and do dumb stuff at the end of the day. I would have it so whoever's operating the vehicle can have drone pods. My niece got one. She's military. She has one in the back of her truck. First I've ever seen one of those things before. They have them on properties. They call them swarms. We can have a bunch of them like a beehive. They're embedded and they come out and they traverse a large area, and they communicate with each other and go back in. So she has one in the back of her truck. It takes off and comes back, gives her information, locks it, and gives her everything on her dashboard. Coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So if they had a drone system that can deliver the food, that'd be much safer than the driver. Driver can stay in the car, drone can do all the work. And of course, you have to calculate the fact that you're going to have people doing stupid stuff, because that's what people do, some very dumb stuff. You have to put a stun gun on that thing, because I would have an arm with a stun gun. I literally would. Because you got people that would do dumb stuff. Oh, we got a free drone. We're definitely going to steal that. Yeah. Gotta mess around and find out. You know, the whole thing on recording and all that. But, you know, you got to think of, for every good idea that someone comes up, someone always figures out a way to make it even worse. Like nuclear energy. Nuclear energy was designed as another source of power. Wow, look at these. Another source of power for us. And then somebody said, hey, I got a bright idea. Let's turn it into a bomb. Yeah, that was a dumb idea. So someone to figure out something stupid. Wow, look at those. They are gorgeous. I like that he's sitting up on one leg. Flamingo. So we're at, next week, we're going to be at 50% completed on the new technology. 50% completed. The perfect black OLED. Oh, he's got the perfect black. Whatever. Are we going to get there anytime soon? Fire stick is being temperamental today. I wanted to be on a fire stick, but it wanted to be temperamental. The perfect black OLED. I don't know how anybody would want this stuff embedded in their home. I saw an AI oven, a stove. There's no freaking way in the world. There's no freaking way in the world I would ever have that installed in my home. Ever have that installed. I can imagine the nightmares behind that thing. No way in the world. Nope. Not doing that. I just noticed that that guy has one brown eye and one gold eye. Didn't know that at first. Oh, we got sound. What am I doing? We got sound. We plugged in speakers. Okay, we're here. Speakers right? Speakers are off. We can't even hear much. It gives you an idea of where we're pushing and where we're going on this thing. I have to do some video demonstrations. I have to be on the phone site for the OLED TV. Looking at that thing. Let's see. Oh. Okay, so where we're going to pull it from. Oh my goodness, they're not even working. Let me see. I want to go with some visual effects. Flame screensavers. Ooh, that'd be pretty cool to look at. Super nice. Alright, let me see. I'm going to check out some visual effects on here. What do we got here for time? Oh, we're good. We're good. Get a chance to check out some visual effects on here. So that's one of the things I did not see. I didn't see that when the contrast on that screen. When they brought it up, they had to bring the screen down in order to to show the see-through part of the screen. But you cancel out the contrast in the process. I'm like, well, what was the point of that? All right, let me see. I need something for this side over here. I need to pull something up on this side. Top of that, we got these screens coming in that will allow you to put items, your merchandise inside these cubes, and you're able to project or map advertising right through those cubes, as I was showing you the Coca-Cola. Because ad tech right now can't be used outside due to the fact that it can cause car accidents. People are distracted just staring at it. But anywhere where you have the art strip, art walks, areas where cars don't drive up and down, we can put it anywhere we want in there. Inside of buildings like plasmas, Malls, believe it or not, the malls up here are crowded. I was shocked myself because I thought malls were dying out, but apparently they're not up here. So it's a good place to do business, by the way. On top of that, we have the PPL building, the sports center. Yeah, we can have screens all up into there, no problem whatsoever. And this is what these people do. They're going to help us with advertising to get us into a lot of these big places that, you know, it would take us forever to get into unless we knew somebody. They're going to help us get in there. It's all the technology. They like it. They're interested in it. Who wouldn't? There's some crazy stuff. Or them coconut crabs. You lost your mind. I don't think I would handle a giant coconut crab outside. I'd be like, what the freak are you? What the freak are you? It's a huge freaking crab. You're saying coconut crabs are huge. So I got the trash. I'm like, oh, okay. You can have that. That's your trash can now. I'm gonna go buy me another one. Let me see. TV. Now, this is the part that got me right here when I was looking at this TV, because the guy sent me the link. He said you might want to check out this link. We got the monitor up on here over today. You might want to check this out. So I was like, okay, we'll have a look at it. And I was not impressed. And I'll tell you why. They had to remove the contrast in order to get the freaking screen to be transparent. And the lighting in the environment, because I'm looking at the lighting in the environment. Mind, this is a TV. So the area should not have to be dark. So let's see if we can find something where the area is well lit. Now you see that? See, I have to bring the contrast. In order to make the screen visible, they have to bring the contrast down. Watch the contrast disappear from the screen. They do know that that particular video, I know what video that is. That particular video where the guy is running and he's made out of flames, they got one made out of smoke. That background in that video is black, not gray. So again, that defeats the purpose of it being OLED, because OLED is supposed to be these ultra black images. But in order for you to do the invisible part of it, you're going to have to be able to reduce the contrast. Good luck on that one. And that's why I was talking to the guy who bought one. I was like, well, the contrast is not even there. You just remove the contrast. It means it makes it a regular TV, besides the fact that you can see right through it. Other than that, the contrast is gone. So much better it looks with the contrast. Wait a minute. Visual effect, man running on fire. You can find this thing. All right, we got a slower version of it. I mean, a faster version of it. You still have to maintain the contrast. That's what makes the fire pop. See? They got to remove that in order to make the screen visible. We don't. Because they couldn't do this. Because they have to remove the background, which is the black, which causes the screen to pop. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. Which causes the screen to pop. Oh, look at this right here. Guess where these are going? These are going to your building. I'll send them over today. Yep. I told you. From the door. And we got his name out. Yeah, he must be in the process of being evicted. Because I can see already from the door. These are what you call that last minute stride when you're very upset and you're bitter. Yep, he's making himself known because you know he's being evicted from the building. Well, it's your problem at the end of the day. I'm going to be taking these over to the police today. I'm going to pause this for a minute so we can explain this to Mr. Williams. So we have a fellow by the name of Derek Franklin Williams. And Derek Franklin Williams has been harassing our company over here and carrying on. So we know where Mr. Williams is located. Yeah, this is your address right here, where he puts his address on it every single time. So Williams has got himself into a lot of trouble. Mr. Williams is being sued for $250,000. He's facing over 40 years in the prison system, and on top of that, he is in the process of being evicted from his building. So I did talk to management over there multiple times, and they're on their way of getting him out of the building now. I'm pretty sure he was notified already, because judging by these letters, these are very, very visible. As you can see, usually tries to hide him a little bit, but he didn't hide this at all. Which means at the end of the day, they did contact him to let him know that he's being removed from the building. Hey, you brought it on yourself, man. So, meanwhile, I'm going to take this over. This is going to Baltimore police today. We want you arrested. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to begin the process of, we got our initial docket number we got from the police. I'm going to add these to the list. And then the next stage, Mr. Williams, I'll be contacting the Baltimore police to let them know the problems we've been having for you and having with you. And keep in mind, they will contact the building and let them know, the problems that we've already discussed, and they'll let them know the problems that they're taking care of because of you, which means confirm you were doing these things to begin with. So with that being said, I'm going to have you arrested as soon as possible. So getting kicked out of the building is not your biggest problem. Your biggest problem now is spending a good amount of your time in the prison system, because that's where you're going. All right, thank you so much for these right here. I'm going to save these to the side right here. When we get done this video, I'm going to take this information right here and I'm going to take care of it today. I told you. Did I just say the day when he sent that first letter over, I put it in the Bible, and I sat there and said that the Lord is going to allow us to have this mess taken care of. Yep. So judging by on these letters, what I'm seeing right here, because he's very clear about it. Look, Minister, Brother Derek Franklin Williams III. He made sure he put his information on there clearly. Spelled the name B-Y-R-D instead of B-I-R-D. Oh, we notice all this stuff. You know why? He's mad. So they're doing what they're supposed to do, which is good. That means we don't have to file a lawsuit against the building. So that's good. He's getting an eviction. You brought it on yourself. You got no one to be mad about but yourself. But since you have more for all this free time and you haven't learned anything, Mr. Williams, I'm going to now push for taking you to court, filing a lawsuit against you, and getting you serious jail time. So send one of those letters while you're sitting in prison and see what happens to you. Because I'll contact that prison system with an attorney and go there and make sure we can stack more time on you. Keep it up, they'll stick you in the hole and they'll cut your privileges off, which means you will lose any contact with your family. They'll cut that off completely. If they find out that you're basically been contacting us from that system, you will basically lose all visitation rights with your family. You know how it works. All right, let's get back to work here. This, Mr. Williams, is not harassment for us. This is a blessing from our Lord to get you taken care of. All right, let's put that over there and let's move on. We got things to do. I'm going to get that wrapped up. Where's the other letters at real quick? There we go. That's your police report right there. We just filed against them. I'm going to go down and get another one and add this to that file. And I'm going to send all this information with the new letters over to your building. And I'll contact them today. Your building management and leasing department will contact them. But I can clearly see the last letters, not to go into this, people, sorry about that. But the last letters we got from him, as you can see here, he tried to hide it on who he was. He tried to hide it. This time, he's very forward with it. See? He tried to hide it the first time. See how he wrote it? Buddy boy. And he tried to hide everything. But in this one, he was very, very vivid with it. You know why, Mr. Williams? Because you have nothing to lose. That's why. That's what this stands for. That's because they contacted you and told you you're going to be evicted from the building. Well, I'm going to send him a little more. Because now you're going to lose your benefits now. He's going to lose his benefits. Benefits are gone. The minute you get evicted from the building, the first thing you have to do is have to contact his caseworker and explain to his caseworker why he was evicted from the building and that he violated their policy and he committed a crime. Which you did. You committed a crime. That's how you get executed in the building. He committed a crime. On top of that, the fact he was impersonating the minister, he was collecting money from people, that was all reported. So yeah, that he's done from there. And once they find out, they're going to cut off his benefits. But he's not going to have his benefits anyway because he's got to do time. I mean, he's going to jail. He's definitely going to go to jail. So we'll take care of this right away. But thank you so much. This shows us that we got updates on it. I'm going to go in and get all this taken care of. Get your document on Friday. By Friday, his police report should be ready. We'll contact Baltimore police. We're going to file charges against you and make sure that when they come down to the building, I'm pretty sure they're going to talk to building management about the problem we're having with you, and they're also going to confirm that they're in the process of getting you an eviction out of the building, because the same thing we were talking about with them, they can confirm that you were doing this. That's enough evidence to have you arrested. So you'll be in jail. Good luck with all that. All right, let's move on. We got things to do. I told you they just self-destruct on every level. All right, let's get back to this. Image is coming up crystal clear. I don't know why they did that. Why would you remove the contrast? That's what makes OLED OLED. So I guess that's the sacrifice field for the TV, which is crazy. All right, let's get something else. I want to get that slow. I've seen this guy before, the guy on fire. I know what it is. It's some kind of special effect that they do for him to run. Oh, we got an old wraparound screen fire effect. That is going to be, it's freaking cool. Look at that. That's sick. See? And that's why you need that contrast in to get that fire to pop. That is freaking sick. So we're going to build a 48 by 40. I was trying to do 48 by 48. We did 40 by 48. That would have been about a 106-inch screen. But they don't do the 48 by 48 in pairs. You got to buy one, and one is like something like $50-$60. So I'm definitely going to have to do business with some kind of company that deals with plastics. I have to, because it'll kill me in the process of trying to do this. So, you know, I got a wholesale tax ID license. Might as well go search around, try to find some places I can do some customized. Because we want some to be thinner, a little bit more heavy or stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll see what the game got for the day. Or if they can make plastic mesh, that'd be freaking cool. We can use it for the golf simulator. But I like this whole flame thing. It looks pretty cool. Now, see, that'd be cool. Put a bag of hot chips in there. Oh, we did that already. The bag of hot chips and the hot sauce. It's funny because I bought the bag of chips for the simple fact that of doing the demonstration. Ended up liking the chips. Chips are fantastic. Those Doritos are freaking good, man. Those hot ones they have are freaking amazing. Oh man, I don't know how I feel about this one. This one's kind of like some crazy effects to it, but I don't suffer from seizures, but I literally had a screen pop off here one time. It made me sick as a dog. That's pretty cool. That one I put down, I posted at the bottom. I got sick with that screen. That's freaking cool. That's why I put that disclaimer in there. I want to see the guy on fire. I've seen this one. It's some kind of FX display. The guy on fire. Let me see. FX display, man on fire. Probably described the freaking movie. You know what I mean? Oh, we've done this one already. That's the dragon. Lightning strike. Oh, that's pretty cool. Black screen, human torch. So you have to have that black screen in the background to do it. Green screen magic. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna get that other one. Walking smoke visual effect. I think we found it. I think this might be it. I'm not sure. I think it is. I've seen this thing before. I've done it in a demonstration before. Is this it? No, that's something else. Oh, we need that walking smoke. That's what that looks like. I bet y'all find it after to be like, ah, crap, there it is right there. We got a lot of cool stuff on here, though. Man, the stuff, the fun stuff we're going to be able to do with this technology is going to be incredible. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to give me the name of it there. Let me see. I've had this video before. This guy walking covered in smoke. It's pretty cool looking. I just don't know why it doesn't. When you take away that, it takes away that black background. Visual effects, special effects, screensavers. This is going to be action, then it's not going to be. I should just ask for astronaut. You got to have that black background. It's very important. For it to work. You move that away, it's pointless. Like right here, they have. Let me go back here. Right here, they have the fish tank. Now, that's the fish tank they have right here. But the problem with the fish tank is that, where's the blue? Because there's supposed to be blue in the back of the fish tank. It's a fish tank. Yeah, that's not it's nice, but not for that price. Not to do that. I'm gonna put. I make it look like you got an actual. I'm trying to get this stand. I fight with this stand every day. Trust me. Me and this stand have an ongoing fight every day. Stand. Let's just say fan. Stand. That's why I said they took away that black background. That is not good. That takes away so much from the screen. Watch this. Look. I was looking for this one too on top of that. Can't do that on that screen. You know why? There's no black background. That black background is extremely important, and it has to be there at all times because that affects everything. So when they did the fish are moving back and forth, but there's no blue water there. There's nothing there at all, period. You need that black background to make them look realistic. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Finish running through this. Can't wait till we get the bigger one done. That black background plays a large role in giving that kind of like little depth to it. You remove that, that's it. I'm gonna track down that guy with the smoke. Oh, I like the night light. I like the boogie. Nice disco ball they have in there. That's something I wish I could have been a part of, the disco era. Oh. Also, too, we're going to be working on a DJ visual effects screen pretty soon, and those screens are going to be all acoustics. So you can put your speakers behind, your projector behind, get this nice little visual effect going off in the background. That'll be real nice. And your sound can travel right through it. So we're going to try to incorporate this stuff into just about everything. It's not going to be just tile systems. We can actually, that's why we're testing the fabric in the back. We're testing to see if we can coat this on fabric. Where's the reaction on fabric? There's a whole lot of things to test on. But I just don't like the way the environment is so dark. I'm going to go back to that, showing the environment. And why is the screen so huge? It's like a box. I can see why you would need that. I definitely do see that, but still. If I were to do 4K fish tanks, there you go. That's what it should look like. You're paying 60 grand for a TV. So if I want to do a fish display, if I want to turn my screen to a giant aquarium, which also too, I just noticed something too. How come when the screen comes up, you can't see the lights? So when the screen comes down, you can see the lights. You gotta be kidding me. Is that like a TV that comes up and comes down, and the other screen is actually a transparent screen? It's like you're buying two TVs to do one thing. I gotta look at that again. Because I realized that the lights were on the screen when the screen came down. The lights on when the screen came up. What was up? I gotta look at that. We may do several fish tanks if we want. That thing clicking? Let me see, there we go. So you're not stuck with like looking at one fish tank over and over again. That's the one problem I have with the Infinity ceilings. The Infinity ceilings, the same star display, just a little bit change, but that's it. You can't have an asteroid field blow across your ceiling. You can't make it snow. You can't turn your ceiling into liquid. You can't do any of that stuff. Projectors and a fire stick for people to do that application, to coat the ceiling with our technology. All you have to do is get a short throw projector. It really doesn't make a difference. Get a short throw, again, for 150, 80 bucks, it'll make a difference what they are. And then go get a fire stick and boom, you're done. Watch a movie off your ceiling. If you want to change out the multiple different tanks, you can. That's the vantage point of having projectors. Projectors give you so much more. I have this discussion literally all the time with people who have TVs. Like, oh, yeah, so much more. Oh, slide your $60,000 TV out that door and see what happens. It ain't gonna go well. We all know that. Some people can see the technology and accept it, but then we got those hardcore ones at the end of the day that basically want to fight with me and say, no, you can't do what our TV can do. At the end of the day, oh, yes, I can. There's so much more. So much more. Let's see your TV do a format for 235.1. Under $500. And 100 inches. That's freaking unheard of. So once we're finished, all the rest of the paperwork to lock everything in, so it's all locked in, the idea, how to design, how they're built and everything. Well, when you get your screen, it's very easy and extremely easy how to put the tile systems together, very easy. I have a friend of mine who's a professional welder. He is going to be doing the frame locking system, which is going to be freaking cool how he's setting it up. I like to do so much stuff at the end of the day. Someone was requesting a Tetris. They want a Tetris screen. They want it cut. The individual pieces cut like a Tetris puzzle system to put the screen together. That's a pretty cool idea. That is a hot idea. I'm not a big fan. I suck at that game so badly. I'm not good at it at all. I wish I was better, but I'm horrible at it. But that is an actual crazy idea. It's a pretty cool idea. What do you mean special effects? Special effects, man walking on fire. I bet you we got special effect, man. What's he walking on fire? Jeez. Skip that old section, do we not? Just walking. I want to get that demonstration. Watch, I find it later on. Like, oh, there it is, right there. Not down on it right now, but I mean, I've seen this one before. Let's think for a minute. I'm curious. We're doing the fishes. Oh, definitely want to check this out. There's people walking in here all the time. Yep, at the door open. So for the person who made the statement that my technology doesn't read or work, yeah, definitely. The door's open all the time. People walk in here all the time and look at the screen. When I have it open, I welcome people to come and see it, what we're doing. So that would be virtually impossible, wouldn't it be? Yeah. That tells you the jealousy level right there. Lord don't like it when you take his blessings and call them fake and phony. He don't like that stuff at the end of the day. Really don't. That's why they're going through the situations they're going through right now. Whatever's out, and what's saying in the Bible, whatever's in the dark comes out into the light. Nothing is hidden from God. Nothing. You will be exposed for all things. If you're doing any things you should not be doing. So the fact we could be in here and have this thing running with no problem, have all our lights on, we got people walking here all the time and look at the screen and go, oh. I'll just let them know I'm live when they come in, so they know from the door, you know what I mean? They just go and look at the screen and go, oh, cool. What are you working on today? This. We're doing today. Where's the cat? Cat's in the hut. We got a hut area back there. He chills at. I'm about to put his screen in pretty soon. He's got a screen coming in. We're going to use a flex to put a screen in for him. What we got for time? Well, we were leaning over a little bit. I'm excited. I like this screen. I'm having so much fun with it. And a lot of fun with it. All right, people. Let's see. What do we got here? We got seven. I still want to show some more demonstrations on this. 7:57. All right, I guess, okay, because I don't want the demonstrations to be too long. Oh, what's this right here? Every time I see something, like, oh, what's this right here? What does this do right here? It's always something cool to watch on this thing. All right, so while that's playing in the background, having some fun with that. Ugh, good. Oh. We're going to come back in and we're going to do some other applications on it. Probably some movies on it, short movies, and then some sports and stuff like that on it. I was trying to get the fire stick to work. The fire stick would have been the perfect application to show up how it works with TV and all, but that's what we'll do with the fire stick right now. Excuse me, the fire stick right now is being temperamental with me. And then I have to go later on to get this contact his building and let them know that his activity is still going on. And then Baltimore police on Friday. Is it Friday today? Today we got. It's Thursday. Okay, cool. Friday, because by then the police report we had to file with the incident report we had, they'll have it on a document. Have a docket number on it. So we're going to get that from them from records, and then we'll contact Baltimore police and give them the docket that we have from there that we follow over here in Pennsylvania for his actions. And let them know we know where he's at, the office, the building's at. Explain to him we talked to the building management, and they're in the process of evicting him from the unit due to the fact that his criminal activity has been actually contained in that apartment. And we're going to file charges, repression charges. So, yeah, that's it. He did it to himself. He did it to himself. If people like that will go on to commit these crimes and then they'll blame everybody around them. It's everybody else's fault. It's not their fault. On top of that, the man was ripping off God. He's robbing from God. So that's another problem he's going to have to deal with too next, because the agencies we contacted about that nonsense, he's going to have to prove that he is this person. If not, that's identity theft. That's a very serious charge. 7 years. He's going to have to prove that. He's going to have to pay retribution back. He's going to pay all those people back he took money from. So that fast, that man has destroyed his life. That fast, doing this dumb nonsense, following behind that guy. And mind you, for Mr. Fernando, you see that the case we're working on him, this will also be brought up to the courts, that because of your rumors and nasty things you were saying about our company and lies you were spreading, stuff like that, to show that your words that you were speaking about us became very real. And this is going to get you more jail time. It's going to get him jail time. It's definitely going to receive more jail time for you. So, you guys do the dumbest stuff I've ever seen in my entire life. Could have been doing something positive. Life is short, too short to be out there doing dumb stuff like that. You be doing something positive with your life. You prefer to do that mess. Let me see. I want to see this background. It's really nice. I have no idea what this is supposed to do. Like, how would this harm me in any way? I have no idea what it's supposed to do, but it can hurt. It's going to hurt him pretty bad. Mind you, we got to go to the post office for anything and file fraud charges against this guy. That's a 20-year prison sentence if he's found guilty. And his fingerprints are, I'm pretty sure, on all of these right here. But we got enough stuff with his fingerprints on the bottom of them. On top of that, you're putting glitter inside of them. You're shipping this out. You know it's against the law if you put a substance in here. At the end of the day, I can definitely get you arrested today for this. You have a glitter in here and you tore it, so definitely it leaks out. So with that being said, I'm going to report this to the FBI because you have something in here that's leaking out of here, and this can get you a warrant arrest for today. I'm going to contact the building and let them know that we have, look at this. He's putting glitter in them and shipping them over. See that glitter? He's putting glitter into the packages so it basically leaks all over the place. You can get a lot of trouble for that. A lot of trouble if you intentionally did that on purpose, and we can show that you are doing it. You're putting things into the packaging, which now makes it a very serious criminal charge. Even down to glitter. You put baby powder in one of these, you can go to jail for a long time, because even though it's just baby powder, it can be mistaken for something else. We don't know what else he has in there, and that's the reason why police do not open those up. They have them in certain places where they do the dusting and all that stuff, because it could be anything in there. Any kind of hazmatic material could be in there. If that's the game you want to play, Mr. Williams, no problem. I can get a warrant for your arrest as soon as possible, because we can show that you're actually potentially putting stuff in the envelopes and sending them over. Which now, that's considered to be a terrorist threat. Can't do that at all, period. You're sending it to a location which you have no proof. It's called, what do you call it? Unwanted. There's a word for it called unwanted something. But anyway, you're sending it to an area. Here, you don't have permission to send it here. That's why we filed the police report. And then we can prove also that you're sending packages over here with strange items in the packages. So now this is going to become Homeland Security. This is going to be a part of FBI to involve in that, because now that's a terrorist act. I don't care what's in it. It can be glitter. It can be anything at the end of the day. If you do anything like that, it can be considered to be an act of terrorism. So we're going to contact Homeland Security and put another report on you. Let them know that you're sending stuff here to the office with items or whatever you have in here that's leaking out of the packages. All right, people, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. It's about 8 o'clock, so I'm going to make some phone calls real quick about what's coming out of these envelopes, and I'm going to record this and show this. I'm going to go over and basically get the process started and contact his building again to talk to his associates, I guess, building management over there, or like whatever they have over there, to find out exactly what's going on, as he's already in the process of, he's been notified, he's being evicted from the unit, and just let them know on our end, on our behalf, that we are, if this doesn't get taken care of sooner, which we know it is, then we're going to be in the process of filing a lawsuit against the building. So, Mr. Williams, since you want to send stuff in the mail at the end of the day, I'm going to be sending 2 of these letters back over to your building management, and also to the legal. So these are going back to legal. We'll take our pictures, everything we need from here, we're good, and we're going to send these back over to legal, and we're going to send it back over to your building management. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, with the writing we have on there, much bolder, much telling us exactly where it came from, he's got an eviction notice. He got one. Because that's usually a person that has nothing left to lose, does stuff like that. Usually when people don't want to be found, they don't put all that information up there because they don't want to be found. But I think he thought at the end of the day, when he wrote his address down, and being in an apartment complex, who's going to figure out where I'm at? It's not hard to find. We get your first and last name. We know what you look like. We just contact your building at the end of the day where the address is at. Contact leasing, building management, and then basically say, hey, we're looking for a guy named Daryl Franklin Williams. He's been contacting our company and carrying on impersonating the minister, and just check all the evidence, like your Facebook page that you pulled down because you don't want anybody finding about it. We have a duplicate of it. We sent them all that information over to them. That's all we had to do. And they were able to find him. He's in that building over there. And also, too, send over videos of you in the building, which we did. And they're like, yep, that's our building. And that was it. That was the end of it. So they informed me that, and I contacted them last time. I reached out to them. They stated that they are already in contact with a lawyer for the unit to begin the process for eviction. Remind you, as I told you before, people, he's public assistance. He in Section 8, or public housing. That's what he's in right now. And if he gets kicked out of that unit, and my sister is a caseworker, she knows all this stuff. That's the one he contacted too, by the way. That they're going to contact where he gets his benefits from, and he's going to be removed. He's going to cancel his benefits. It's going to be under investigation. On top of that, the fact that he's making money, and he's basically claiming to be something that he's not. They also probably going to, I know they reported that too. So he probably already got a notice telling him at the end of the day that his benefits are in the process of being terminated. But again, as I said before, that's not your worst problem. Your worst problem right now is you're going to be spending the remaining of your time in a prison system. That's going to be pretty bad. But look at the dumb stuff he does. Doesn't learn anything. He learns nothing at all. Look at this. So these letters and other letters were all sent over directly to the people in your building. So, we know you ain't got 250,000, but you're still going to get hit with it. Let's move on from there. I told you people, look at the jealousy that we go through at the end of the day for people that are so bitter by our technology that they're willing to throw their lives away. I literally could use that as business. Like, yeah, we got people so jealous over our technology. Yeah, literally committed crimes and went to jail for it, lost everything. Gee whiz Louise, self-destruct. I'm going to explain something to people. Those people who have been in public housing, you know what I'm talking about. When you're a single guy and you get into one of those places, it's rare. You talk to anybody, it's rare to get into one of those places as a single guy. Because usually, like I said, those places are reserved for families and single mothers. That's what they're reserved for. Usually a person like him would have to wait years to get into an establishment like that. And the fact that he was able to get in there, this is what he did with his time. And what makes it worse is I hope they don't hold this over another person's head. I hope they don't say, yeah, you know, we don't want to allow any more single men in here due to the fact that they do dumb stuff. It makes the building look bad. It makes the people in that building look bad. You give the building a bad name when you do stuff like that. And on top of that, you make it even harder for single black men that may want to have the opportunity to live in a building like that, to be able to help them out, because the building does a lot of good. You know, it helps people out that are struggling, people that may have low income. It helps them out to be able to afford good housing. That's what it does. My mother was in one. That's what it does. You know, does a lot of good. But he ruined it for himself. And not only did he turn around and destroy a place he could have used to his benefit, he decided to steal from God in the process of it all. He stole from Jesus. And God doesn't like that. That's like spitting in God's face every day. Now, with all that being said, including sending letters through the mail with stuff in them, and God knows what else is in those letters, you got criminal charges coming your way. Jesus Louise. Mr. Williams, let me explain something to you, and I hate to put you in this video, but that doesn't bother me at all. How's that going to harm me in any way? How? It's not. It's going to harm you, not me. You had a blessing of an opportunity to be in that unit, and you destroyed it. You're going to lose everything over those letters, over your hatred toward me. And again, we don't even know you at all, period. You just started listening to what Jamie was saying, his rumors and stuff. Again, like I said, we're just going to get him more in trouble too, because we got to report that too. Now we got to add this to his file, that these are people that were following him and carrying on, and statements that they were saying about us, because we have Mr. Williams in a recording contacting us, screaming and yelling and ranting that we're scammers or rip-off artists. I said, Muddy, I don't even know you at the end of the day. We don't even know who you are. I don't got to know you at the end of the day. I just know you are who you are. Just accuse us, because Jamie started all that nonsense. So again, as I said, Mr. Fernandez is going to be spending the rest of his life in prison. He is not getting out at all, period. And this individual apparently is going to be in there too. So yeah, they just ruin their lives. They're throwing their lives away. They don't want them. Following the devil. I tell people at the end of the day, stop following that demon. And they never listen. And they end up in these bad situations. So now he's mad and he's angry. And he's ranting and carrying on and upset, because he feels it's everybody's fault at the end of the day, but he did it to himself. Okay, Mr. Williams, I'm going to reach out to your building when this video's up. I got to come back in and do some more demonstrations. And I got to reach out to the building again and send over more and let them know that we're not going to be in the process of getting attorneys involved, which we don't want to do. We need him removed from the building. But I also too have to contact Baltimore police, let them know that we've contacted the building where he's at. We are working with building management over there, and we need him arrested. because he's been harassing our business over here. Once we get all that docket number from them, we get a docket number from them. We have a docket number from Allentown. We're going to submit that to the United States Postal Service on their half, that you've been using the post office to commit crimes, and they're going to be under investigation for that too, which again, that carries a 20-year prison sentence if you're found guilty, which shouldn't be a problem. Your fingerprints are all inside of these envelopes anyway. I don't understand. This is what baffles me about life, people. It does. People are blessed to be able to get up every morning and do something different, positive with their lives, and they choose not to do so. All right. I'm enjoying the screen here. I want to do some demonstrations pretty soon on football and stuff like that, and some other stuff. Every time I turn around, I see something cool in this thing I want to do. Definitely gonna do some gaming off of this. We got controls hooked up to this thing. Where are we running from? I think it's this one over here we're running on. All right, we're definitely gonna do some gaming on here. I want to check out some games. I want to do the Disney driving game. Definitely do that. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time, for coming in. The new technology, I put some information below on the tile sizes and what we're going to be working on. There are going to be samples of this, so you can check it out. Sample before you put the whole full investment in. You can check it out for yourself. I'm happy with our blessing that we got from individuals and people that are working with us to get our technology to the next level, so we can get this out there on a much higher level, and that way we can bring out much more affordable screens to the community. All right, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time, and God bless.